Wanted to watch. Welcome. My name's Marion, and I already shared that we have some giveaways on the call. It's these Trust Your Gut hats. So if you would like a Trust Your Gut hat, go ahead and put in the comments. I don't know. What do you think? Restore? Slim, something like that. And then I'll know who wants to be in the drawing for the hat. Um, okay. So, welcome to our call. I am very excited that everybody's here. I have, a lot of us have been already taking the Slim and Trim combo, um, some longer than others. I think, Dawn, you might be oh, you found your pom-poms for the party. Good job. I think you might have started first out of everybody on the call. Um, you started, you started in February, right?
Yeah, sorry. February, like right before Cancun. A couple days.
Yeah.
I think it was the 19th.
I February 19th, so about a month. And then when did everybody else start? I saw Bonnie, you've been doing it a while too, haven't you? Yeah. I I don't know. I mean, I kind of started around Cancun, but then I ran out of products. So I'm not a really good test case myself, but I know that Tara started what day did you start, Tara? Was it in March or was it in February still?
It was the very beginning of March after we got back.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're coming up on 3 weeks then. So tell
yeah,
us
I guess so.
tell us about
Um,
your experience.
so I had been using Slim and Restore. I had been mixing them together, but I was adding my collagen in with them too. So I had to switch that up a little bit and started mixing it with my hydrate, which I wasn't as consistent with. But I know that part of the Slim and Trim is being well hydrated. So I decided I would get that back in and up my water too. For me, I really needed to focus on protein and getting the 80 grams of protein. I hadn't been good at tracking my food, so I was just always kind of guessing how much protein I was getting. This made me a lot more intentional, and I've been using the Lose It app to track protein because it makes it so super simple, and making sure we get that is so key. So I'm probably down about 6.5 pounds now. And it's not just the weight, though, that I've noticed. I've noticed that I'm sleeping a lot more soundly. And um, yeah, I have a lot of energy. I kind of have that, if you've done a reset before, that day 4 feeling. I kind of feel that to a degree, that clearness and just feeling really good. So I'm loving this combo. I was a little skeptical. I wanted to see for myself before I shared a lot, and I'm a big believer now. Like I really see it doing good things, and just talked to a friend who lost 7.5 pounds in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, it's great.
Did you say when you're taking it?
I take it at 10:30
Okay,
in the morning. Mm-hmm.
awesome. And you eat breakfast?
I do, but it's a high protein breakfast, so it might be 2 hard-boiled eggs or cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. Those are my go-tos right now.
Okay. Thanks, Tara. Awesome. Love it.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Katie, do you want to share next and tell us how long you've been doing it, what you've noticed, all the things?
Absolutely. So I have been doing it for the past 2 weeks. I started like on the 8th with everybody in the challenge. I was previously using two of the three products as well. I was using the Slim and the Restore, but different timing. I took the Restore at night and I would do the Slim Hunger Control in the late afternoon because that's when I would find that I would really need to snack. Um, So I switched it like with everybody else. I take mine at 10:30. Now it's a little bit different for me is for those of you that don't know me, I'm a night shift nurse. So I would snack a lot at work, a lot of times out of boredom. And I found like having that pre-taking like taking it with me to work. So there are no excuses. I take these little capsules with me and I put like one dose of my Restore for the 4 nights in a row that I work. I have a tiny little pill box that I put my balance in. I also pack in a little bag, like my hydrate, because I'll have that throughout the night. If anyone's ever been to hospital, you know, like the air is so dry, but I also throw my Slim Hunger Control in there. So I pre-plan so that I have everything. And then I take it at 10:30 p.m. when I work instead of 10:30 a.m., which is what I do when I'm home during the day. And I can tell you, like, I will eat my meal about midnight, and I can go from midnight until 8 a.m. now when I get home where I don't need to eat anything, which is huge for me. And just to piggyback on what Tara was saying, as far as the um, like day 4 feeling that you would get from a reset, I have Lyme's disease and hypothyroidism. So I can tell you brain fog for me is 24/7. And the only time I ever felt like, oh, I have a day where I could say to somebody, well, like not go a day without saying, what was I just saying? Was on day 4 of the reset. And I can tell you all for the last 2 weeks, my husband even said, do you know what you haven't said to me in 2 weeks? And that was exactly that. Like, what were you just saying? What was I just saying? Can you remind me what we were talking about? So that's been huge for me. So snacking has stopped. I have 2 little toddlers at home. I don't want any of the things that they're eating. And normally I would be like, all right, let me just finish eating what's on their plate because I don't want to throw food out. So none of that is happening. And the brain fog is completely gone. And then for me too, I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight. I do track my food. If anybody wants to use MyFitnessPal, that's actually a free app. There's a free version and there's one you can pay for. The free version too, you can actually scan meals and it will break down for you how much protein. So if you are somebody that struggles with getting enough protein in, I feel like that's a great app. It'll tell you how much is there, what the calories are, breaks down protein, carbs, and fats. So for me, I'm not trying to lose weight, but I can share that I've lost 4 inches. My brain fog is gone. The snacking is gone. The mental clarity is there every single day and not just on day 4, like after I would do a reset. So I'm a believer too. And I feel like you can do it on day shift. You can do it on night shift. Like I'm proof of that too. So as long as you're getting in that window, it's a win-win all around.
That's really, really interesting. Actually, could you even write a post for our for Nourish and Flourish
Absolutely.
about how you take it, how you take all your products on night
Oh
shift?
yeah,
I think that would
absolutely.
we have a lot of night shift people on our team, so that would be great. That'd be so
Yes,
helpful.
I'd love to.
Okay, thank you. That's awesome. I was actually talking to my mom today. She started doing it maybe 2 weeks ago, and she's like, I try not to look at the scale. She's like, but I had a stack of jeans that I was debating getting rid of, and she said I tried them one today, and they all fit. I was like, go mom.
Yay, that's amazing.
Yeah, I know. So that inflammation is like, yeah, party. That inflammation, it really, I mean, I can tell my watch is much looser too.
My rings are spinning.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, thanks, Katie.
Of course.
All right, Danielle, will you share with us your experience?
Sure. So I started to dabble while we were in Cancun. Um, because I already had the Restore, I already had the Hunger Control, and I obviously hadn't tried it together, so I brought it and started to have it then. But I really took it consistently since the challenge started. So right away, I was getting fuller way faster while I was eating. And really, that mind shift of just eating until you're satisfied instead of until you're stuffed really rang true for me. Um, I always kind of had the mindset like, you eat what's on your plate. So if you had stuff that was left over, it was like you were wasting it. And so you just ate it. But I don't do that anymore. And I think the biggest thing for me too was like the whole food noise thing. I didn't even really understand what food noise was until this challenge, but I used to be a grazer. Like I would just throw, the granola bars, the um uh what do you call them? Like the Slim Jim meat sticks and all that kind of stuff in my bag. And while I was hungry, I'm a teacher. So I would just sort of snack throughout the day. And then I started realizing that I was coming home and those snacks were still in my bag because I wasn't needing them throughout the day anymore, um, which was awesome. And let's see. Another thing that I haven't really heard anybody say, and I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but I don't wake up in the morning hungry anymore. Um, I just don't have that like empty pit feeling in my stomach when I get up in the morning and like makes me want to, throw a piece of toast in the toaster really fast or something like that. I just don't have that anymore, which is really nice. Um, and let's see, I'm down 7 pounds over the last 2 weeks. Thanks, Don. And your story about your mom sort of resonated with me. Like, you always want to have like a nice, good fitting pair of jeans. And when they start to get a little snug when you're trying to button them, it's like, darn, man. And I don't have that feeling right now, which is amazing. So, um, like I said, I'm a teacher, so I've Monday through Friday, it's a lot easier for me to stay on schedule because my day is a schedule. But so I'm able to work it in where I have my drink. I started at 10 o'clock, and that's during one of my class periods, and I just drink it during my class, and then I have lunch at about 11:30. So um, I have been adding protein again. I was just like you, protein. I was like, yeah, I know I need to eat it, but I never really paid attention to how much I was eating. This whole thing has just made me like more aware of not only the protein, but just like my food choices in general when I'm grocery shopping, right? My grocery shopping trip is a little bit longer than it used to be because I'm like reading everything, right? Seeing if there's how much, there's no added sugar, if there's other bad ingredients in it, how much protein does this have compared to this? So, yeah, just sort of like my whole, um, I just have healthier habits in picking out my food, which is great. Um, Oh, so like I said, my weekdays are easier because I have a set schedule. So my weekends are a little crazy. My son plays hockey, so we're like always, especially during the winter season, traveling here or there, right, Melissa? And you don't always have the time, the set time that you always take it. So what I do sometimes is I'll take an empty water bottle and I put the powders in it and then seal it and then wait for when I need to, when I'm, my 10 o'clock or 10:30 time. And then I either bring a water bottle to fill it or there's a fill station or something like that. So that's sort of my tip of a way to travel with it is just to travel with the powders in the bottle and fill it when you're ready.
I love that. That's a really good tip. I should have done that this morning, actually. Except I didn't have Restore. I'm out of Restore, so I could have.
Oh no.
The hunger control is easy enough to take along because it's already in a packet for you. Okay, so what I'm hearing is like super common denominators. You guys picked a time and you're sticking with it, and you're tracking your food. So and you're drinking, you're staying hydrated. So those are, I think that's really helpful for some of us who've been a little bit more like, oh, I'll take it before whenever it's convenient. I like hearing that those tips because it's obviously working for all of you. Does anyone have any questions? You can unmute yourself or write it in the comments if you have questions. And if maybe there are already questions in the comments. Um, Danielle, are you tracking your protein or are you just being more conscious of making like
Uh,
eating protein?
yeah, it's funny actually that you said that. I just started tracking it today. I just started making a food journal and tracking how much protein is in everything.
Okay, awesome. Another common denominator. So I'm like, all right. So you guys said the two apps were MyFitnessPal and Lose It app were the two recommended. They both have free versions. Um, so what else am I missing? Any questions? Is anyone doing a second Slim or a second Restore? I saw somewhere that some people were recommending that. I'm curious if any of you are doing that or you just no.
Sometimes I do. So originally why I started to try Plexus was for my migraines.
Mhm.
And so I did Triplex with the microbiome activating Slim. And I don't want to not have that because I'm afraid of what will happen.
Mhm.
I don't want any more migraines. So I do. So sometimes if I don't have any hydrate, if I run out, I'll have the microbiome first thing in the morning.
Mhm.
Either that or I just have it like in the afternoon on my way home from work.
Okay. Awesome. Such good tips. Does anyone else have a question?
Me.
Okay, go.
I don't know. I hit the wrong button, so I don't know what Danielle was just asked. I think it was something about hydrate. Now, does anyone not do 3 meals a day? Or are we all doing 3 meals a day?
Dawn, do you do 3 meals a day?
I do, but Wendy Larson, who is the queen of all of this, does too. So if you only want to do 2 meals, it's more about the protein content, I would say.
So I feel like I'm 100 times better with my protein, 100 times. And I don't have that food noise and like all the things, like my ring is literally like about to dangle off right now. Um, this is not a complaint by any means. Uh, but I don't know. I stress out about like, you know how they say protein first. So I like say tonight my lunch was super late, so I feel like I'm not doing dinner tonight because just the day got away from me. And it was like 3 o'clock, maybe even 3:30 when I took my hunger control and my restore and my balance. So an hour after that was like my dinner. So I guess I'm gonna say I skipped lunch, but dinner was ground chicken with sweet potato and avocado, and I was full. So am I okay?
What do you think, Katie?
I would say yes. I can share with you that I do that often. I do like just 2 meals. And as long as you have like the amount of protein you're supposed to have in a day, you can even mix it. Like I make bowls. My husband and I have like bowls all the time. So I don't always eat like all 40 grams of my protein and then follow with my carbs and then follow with my fats. It's all kind of mixed together. But as long as you're eating at least like 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, that it's great. And the fact that you're doing 2 meals, I often do that. Like when it's one of my first nights into work, or I can't always like sit down for 3 meals, I do 2 meals as well, and I'm still having success. So I hope that helps.
It does. Thank you.
I would add to that too, like if you're stressed, that's raising cortisol, right? So
I don't
like
know what you're talking about. What is
give
stress?
yourself some grace and a big old hug and some cheers, and you got this.
Thanks.
Dawn, when you mentioned that I think you said Wendy only does 2 meals, does she do intermittent fasting and that's why it's only 2 meals?
Yeah, she doesn't do breakfast. She just does lunch and dinner.
So that's where I think my problem is because I'm not a breakfast eater. So like sometimes my breakfast is like 10:30, it's closer to lunchtime. So then I throw myself off.
So, Melissa, my schedule is pretty much just like yours. I'm not a breakfast person unless I'm away for some reason, somebody's cooking it for me. But I'll do my drink in the morning, like 10, 10:30, 10:30, 11. Then I'll eat like a later lunch. But even then, by supper, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
So I'm actually having problems. I know I'm not getting enough protein because I'm not even hungry enough to eat that much protein. But I'm trying. And I'm only eating 2 meals. So my appetite has really decreased. But I'm not losing weight like everybody else. So is it because I'm not eating enough protein, which even though I'm trying, or I've been using the microbiome instead of the hunger control, but I can't see that would make a difference.
I think it will, Bonnie. I'm down 8 pounds.
Okay.
I think it'll make a big difference. Whatever that potion is,
Oh,
It's
Okay.
working. It's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
What do you think, Katie? I keep asking you. I know that you're
So
like
you struggle with
on this.
protein, I can tell you easy thing too. If y'all use like the lean whey, 2 scoops of that, add in some Greek yogurt, there's your 40 grams of protein. And it's something you can throw in some veggies, throw in some chia seeds, throw in some ground flaxseed. You're going to get your fiber, healthy fats, healthy carbs, protein, and it's not a lot of volume. If you're somebody who doesn't like to have a big meal, I often do that too.
That's a good tip. Actually, Kim was sharing. Kim, you have to share your little tip too for getting some extra protein in. Do you want to share?
I was like, what tip? My cottage cheese. Yeah. So sometimes when I'm craving sweets or chocolate, I have started taking cottage cheese and taking either cocoa or our calming cocoa, mixing that in. And if I want it a little sweeter, I'll put a little maple syrup in it and I'll make it into a mousse. And so it's protein, but it's also, a healthy, like if I want something in, like in the evening or something, or I need something, and sometimes that will be my dinner. And I'll throw flax seeds, or throw chia seeds in it as well. So, there are things that are lighter that you can get your protein in. But I can say, Bonnie, when I wasn't getting enough protein, it was like that's when I was not seeing weight loss. So, and for some reason, the hunger control, like Melissa said, does make a difference. So I just got my balance and I've been doing I've switched up doing the restore and the hunger control in the morning. And I have lost inches and I'm down 6 pounds. And it was not budging at all forever. So something's different. And I think just getting that protein in. So, and yeah, we're full. So,
I totally feel that, Kim. Like I felt like I was doing all the things. And I hope has your brain fog, has that like helped? Yes, I've been wondering. Yay. Um, but I feel like the scale wasn't moving and I am convinced that I was definitely not getting enough protein. I know that. And maybe I'm eating more now than I was, but I'm eating the right things. So it does make a difference, Bon, I think.
Yeah, I did see a question about the apple and oh, Heather, that was you. So um the apple is for extra protein, also not protein, extra fiber. Um so you don't actually have to have an apple. You could have like a carrot or a cucumber. Actually, I found out that those little, what were the guavas have more pectin in them than pectin's a type of fiber than apples. So if you're not, because I have had a lot of people say to me they're not apple people, which was really surprising to me. I did not know that there were so many. Raw carrot, cucumber, pears. Actually, blueberries have fiber in them. So there's a lot of vegetables or fruits that you could also have. But I think the point is really to help with extra fiber to help your body detox. So you could, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Does that answer your question, Heather? Yeah. Okay. I've been having the shakes really are helping me out to get the extra protein in. Um, so, I mean, this went a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I love that people had questions and we got to answer them. Um, Dawn, did you pick some winners for our giveaway? What? You didn't?
Sorry, I didn't know I was picking winners. I'll pick winners. How many winners am I picking?
I have three hats.
3 hats.
Mhm.
All right. I'll pick Mary Beth Wrote. I will pick Laura Chandler. And I will pick iPhone 273. Does anybody want to unveil who iPhone 273 is?
Let's see. Let's see if we can
If they
guess.
don't, then
They can
I will
message whoever and we'll figure it out.
I will
It's
pick it.
it's Susan. It's Sue.
It's Susan. Oh, okay, great. I just was like, it's got to be somebody that's not ready for their face, so I'm gonna pick them.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for getting on the call.